Hello, my name is Camilo Mora. I'm Associate Professor here at the Department of Geography and Environment at the University of Hawaii Manoa. I have been at UH for the last 10 years, and during that time, we had managed to publish over 50 scientific publications, several of which had been international headlines in many different venues all around the world. In fact, the work that we have done here has been showcased already 12 times in the New York Times and Washington Post. We have been trying to work very hard to make the university, to highlight the work that the university is doing at the international scale. This one time, I want to bring your attention to some work that has been done during the last 3 years as it relates to the soil lab. The soil lab is located in Saunders Hall at the fourth floor in room 431. So it's right outdoors, you can see here. The space is, let me see, I have the numbers right here, is 33 feet long by about 13 feet wide. It has a sink, a table, and a bookshelf, as you can see there. The place has been used historically by students at the Department of Geography to address different questions as they relate to soil to different types of the soil research. However, during the last 3 years, we have tried to broaden the scope at which we do research with this facility that we had here at Saunders Hall. Specifically, we have been trying to broaden the scope at which we do ask questions. Specifically, we have been interested in looking at how greenhouse gases could modify different climatic variables that will influence this intersection between the soil and the plants, and the extent to which this can influence the capacity of plants to feed humanity. This right now stands as one of the leading questions in the world, the extent to which these modifications of the climate could potentially translate to human welfare. And we are doing that from the perspective of the soil. Unfortunately, for us to get to answer those type of questions, we need to acquire some technology that was very expensive, and we just don't really have a lot of money for it. So we decided to partner up with different departments at the University of Hawaii, specifically the departments of mechanical and electrical engineering, botany, and obviously our department, geography and environment. Specifically, I have been working on partnership with Professor Zach Trimble, highlighted here, and many students from mechanical and electrical engineering. Basically, what we have been trying to do is to develop these enclosures, and here you can see them. They are completely isolated, and they have windows, as you can see on the one to the right, that allow you to see what is in there. We had 12 of these chambers, 10, sorry, of these chambers, and here you can see we can have soil samples in every one of those spots. This here is the machine that monitors the water. So we can control not only the amount of water that is in the soil, but as you can guys see here, we also control light, and we can control the temperature. By the space being closed, we can also monitor the CO2 production from that soil, the extent to which the soil is breathing or actually soaking a CO2 from the air. The data that is collected there is automatically sent to the web, and basically anywhere around the world, you can see how the conditions inside those chambers are operating. I want to highlight briefly some of the outputs that have come from that space. Currently, we only had only 2 papers that have been published directly related to that work. Mostly has been because it has been very time consuming to develop that infrastructure that is there, but now that is in place, I only foresee a lot of the papers to come in. We had allowed, as part of this, 3 master students had graduated related to that work. 2 PhD students had research theses as they relate to that space, and we had 2 undergrads. Again, that's just the number of students that had participated directly with that space in the soil lab. As part of that work, we had a grant for $1 million from the Keck Foundation that we are one of the co-PIs. Some of that money, a quarter of that money came to us, some of which is related to work being done in that space. We also had a grant from Sea Grant that already expired, $150,000 through multiple grants that they provided to develop that equipment that is there. I want to close up by pointing out that the scope or the type of questions that we can answer with that new space can be revealed by the attention that has been given to one of the two publications that we already had from that lab. That research publication was highlighted in the Washington Post. So I can only foresee a lot of more high impact papers to come out from that space. So that's right there, the soil lab at Saunders Hall in the Department of Geography and Environment, a new space that is putting the University of Hawaii at the forefront of research institutes around the world, studying the intersection between soil, climate change, plants, and food production. Thank you.